So now looking at the other NFC South team that hired a head coach, the Carolina Panthers hiring Dave Canales, the former offensive coordinator from Tampa Bay. And I don't think it was necessarily a home run hire because it's a bit of an unknown. He was an offensive coordinator for 1 year in the NFL, and now he's a head coach of a team. But I understand the hire. I don't want to read too much into labels because when he was coaching at Seattle, he helped turn around helped Russell Wilson have 2 of his best seasons ever. He helped turn around Geno Smith, and he helped turn around Baker Mayfield. And so it's okay with Bryce Young. He needs help turning it around. He didn't have a great first year. So I appreciate it because they're bringing in somebody who, at least on paper and track record-wise, looks like he can be somewhat of a quarterback guru. He also was a wide receiver coach for the Seattle Seahawks, coaching players like Doug Baldwin, Tyler Lockett, Paul Richardson, Jermaine Kearse. Turned out pretty well there. Tampa Bay, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Trey Palmer. Pretty solid players. So you bring him in because he has an offensive mind and the 2 specialty groups that the Panthers need help with the most. He's also looking to bring in Tom Midsick, the wide receiver coach from Tampa, which will just help them out more, allow him to have more attention with Bryce Young, Tom Midsick with the wide receivers. But what I will say is this hiring and this team, it's going to come down to who can they bring in and are they willing to spend some money? Because it looks like they weren't willing to spend the money on Brian Burns. He's a free agent. He's probably going to walk. And I understand you don't want to commit a lot of money to him, especially where you are. Fair enough. But they got to commit some money because they need an overhaul of this offense if there's going to be any signs of life with this Panthers team. Wide receivers, on paper, I'll be honest, I don't like any of them. Adam Thielen is over 30. I don't think there's much left with him. DJ Chark, I like him, but he's not a wide receiver 1 or a wide receiver 2. Jonathan Mingo, he's a rookie. Maybe he can turn it around, but I don't see him being a wide receiver 1, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope these guys turn it around. But on paper, they don't look like all-star caliber players. And so what that means is they need to spend some money, help Bryce Young out, and bring him some wide receivers, right? But more importantly, attack the offensive line. Because you look at the numbers and you see how well these quarterbacks did, but what did they all have in common? Offensive lines. You look at Geno Smith and his comeback player of the year performance in 2022 when he put up great numbers. Offensive line was firing. Charles Cross was doing really well. Lucas from Washington was doing really well. Offensive line was strong. Tampa Bay. What did Baker Mayfield have? A strong offensive line. Tristan Wirfs. Ryan Jensen. Luke Godick. A great offensive line. So attack the offensive line because they have Taylor Mon, who's fine. They have Iggy, who's pretty good. 2 good linemen. 3 questionable linemen. So bring some linemen in to help protect Bryce Young because that's the start of it all. So my grade on this is inconclusive because I don't know much about Dave Canales. I'll be honest, he's a bit of a mystery, having only 1 year at OC. His track record looks solid, but it's still a bit of a question mark in my opinion. If Tom Midsick comes over, I think that makes the hire a little bit better because then you have a quarterback guru and his wide receiver guru, right? Offensive coordinator, and you can help those 2 positions grow together. But we'll see what the result is based off of how aggressive and willing are the Panthers to spend some money in free agency and help Dave Canales get some players to be better as a team. I like Bryce Young a lot. He just needs help, like in terms of players around him, because I think he has potential. Dave Canales could have potential with Bryce Young. Time will tell. But if you want to do well, pick Carolina, you got to spend some money.